What if the love between Taehyung and Jungkook is deeper than anyone ever imagined? Purple Heart staff members are finally breaking their silence, and what they reveal will shock every army. Have you ever seen two souls so connected that even silence between them feels louder than words? Purple Heart, what if I told you that behind the fame, the cameras, and the endless spotlight, there's a truth about Taehyung and Jungkook's love that only a few staff members dared to whisper? But before we dive into this hidden story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this isn't just another story. This is the truth about Taekook's love. The beginning of something unspoken. When BTS debuted, the members were young, hopeful, and nervous. Each of them leaned on each other to survive the storm of training, rehearsals, and endless nights. But even then, staff members noticed something about Taehyung and Jungkook. One staff member recalled, they were like magnets. Jungkook would follow Taehyung around without even realizing it. Taehyung would always look back to check if Jungkook was there. It wasn't forced. It was natural. It wasn't just friendship. It was a bond that grew deeper with every passing year. The protective glances. There's a moment fans talk about often. Backstage at an award show, Jungkook was surrounded by stylists, laughing and joking. Suddenly, Taehyung entered the room. He didn't interrupt. He didn't speak. He just looked at Jungkook. And in that instant, everything changed. The air felt heavier. His eyes said it all. That's my person. I don't share him. Later, another staff member said quietly, we always joked that Taehyung could find Jungkook in any room, no matter how many people were around. His eyes went straight to him. It wasn't possession, it was love. Fierce, protective, unshakable. Moments the cameras almost missed. Think of those times in behind-the-scenes clips. Jungkook reaching for water, only for Taehyung to hand it to him first. Jungkook nervously adjusting his jacket, and Taehyung stepping in to fix it before anyone else could. These weren't grand gestures. They were quiet, almost invisible, but they spoke volumes. Fans noticed too. One fan wrote online, Taehyung doesn't need to shout. His love for Jungkook is written in his smallest actions. And Jungkook, he noticed every single time. Jealousy or something more? Now let's address the elephant in the room. Was Taehyung ever jealous when others got close to Jungkook? Staff confirmed it. Not in a toxic way, but in the most human way. One admitted, if someone got too comfortable with Jungkook, Taehyung would appear. He wouldn't say anything, but his presence was enough. People knew what it meant. And the surprising part, Jungkook didn't resist it. If anything, he welcomed it. Imagine Jungkook smiling at a dancer, then suddenly catching Taehyung's gaze. Without words, he'd drift back toward him, almost like gravity pulling him home. Conversations nobody heard. Let me take you deeper. Imagine a night after rehearsal. The stage is empty, the lights are dim, and only Taehyung and Jungkook remain. Jungkook sighs, rubbing his tired shoulders. Taehyung sits next to him and whispers, you know you don't have to give yourself to everyone. Save some of you for me. Jungkook laughs softly. Hyung, you already have all of me. Those words may never have been caught on camera, but to the staff who have been close enough to sense it, this is the truth they've lived with. Taehyung doesn't just protect Jungkook. He guards their love. When the world watched too closely, with fame came rumors. Fans speculated. Media twisted stories. Taekook became a name known across the globe. Some wondered, could their bond survive under such pressure? But time and again, the answer revealed itself. In concerts, when Taehyung would glance at Jungkook across the stage, Jungkook would smile back, soft, knowing, almost like he was saying, "I see you. I'm still here." Even when the world tried to separate them with questions, gossip, and doubts, their bond only grew louder. Jungkook's silent reassurance. One of the staff once said, Jungkook never had to say much. His loyalty showed in how he moved. If Taehyung was tired, Jungkook would slow down. If Taehyung was nervous, Jungkook would tease him until he laughed. It wasn't about who gave more. It was about balance. Taehyung's protectiveness matched Jungkook's reassurance. Two sides of the same love. And perhaps that's why Jungkook never seemed to mind when Taehyung got possessive. Because deep down he knew it came from love. The staff revelation extended. Here's the part fans always return to. A staff member revealed. We had a phrase for it. Taehyung doesn't share Jungkook. It started as a joke, but the more we saw them, the more it felt true. Even in the busiest schedules, even surrounded by dozens of people, they always found their way back to each other. The phrase spread quietly among staff. It became a secret truth, something they smiled about behind the scenes. Because when you see love like that, you can't help but believe in it. The fans who saw through it all. Fans aren't blind. They pieced together clips, photos, and moments. They saw Taehyung stepping between Jungkook and others. They noticed Jungkook leaning into Taehyung's touch. One fan wrote, "It's not about ownership. It's about love that refuses to be diluted." Taehyung doesn't share Jungkook because Jungkook doesn't want to be shared. And maybe that's the truest form of love, when both people feel the same without needing to explain it. Love under pressure. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine living in their shoes. Every word you say is analyzed. Every glance becomes a headline. Every silence becomes a rumor. But instead of crumbling, Taehyung and Jungkook created their own language. Smile, a glance, a touch. It's a love story written not in bold declarations, but in whispers and quiet moments. The world almost. The truth about Taekook's love. So here's the truth. Taehyung doesn't share Jungkook. Not because he wants to control him, but because when you love someone so deeply, the thought of letting go, even for a moment, feels unbearable. And Jungkook, he never asked to be shared, because he already found his safe place in Taehyung. What this means for us. Now let me turn this to you. Have you ever had someone in your life you couldn't imagine letting go of? Someone who felt like home no matter where you were. That's why Taekook's story matters. It's not just about idols. It's about the kind of love we all dream of. The kind that says, "You're mine, and I'll never let the world take you away from me." Ending. Motivational, powerful outro. So the next time you see Taehyung and Jungkook together, remember this. Love doesn't need grand gestures. Sometimes it's in the way someone stands closer, the way someone protects you without words, the way someone refuses to share your soul with the world. If you've ever loved like that, you know how rare it is. And if you haven't, maybe their story is the reminder that love like this still exists. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this story touched your heart. Because somewhere out there, the next truth about Taekook is waiting to be told. Until then, remember, Taehyung doesn't share Jungkook. And maybe that's the kind of love we should all hope to find.